my name is Michelle. I'm in my second year doing a finance and economics specialist, and I am a part of the events portfolio in the Rotmar Commerce Fashion Group as a committee member. So could you tell us a bit about yourself, who you are, and what Linterval is? And I apologize if I'm saying the name incorrectly.
That's okay. It's Linterval, and it is sometimes a little difficult to pronounce, but you did really well. So yes, my name is Vicky Scalia. I'm the co-founder, co-CEO of Linterval Shoes. First and foremost, I am a mother of two teenage kids and two dogs. And back in 2015, my husband and I together started Linterval. He has very extensive experience in the fashion footwear industry. And we just felt there was a need in the market, right? So every time we'd be looking for shoes or looking for fashion forward quality at an affordable price, we felt there was this gap in the market. It was either you'd have to spend way too much money or it was really inexpensive, low quality shoes. And that's how Linterval came about. We just felt that there was that gap, that space in between high end and low end. And Linterval is really means we in French, or I would say in intervalle, which is a space in between high end and low end. And that's where the name came about.
Wow, that's really cool. It's very interesting that you were able to see this kind of gap in the market and utilize it to create Linterval. So where did you get the inspiration to start this company, and how did you acquire the confidence to take this step forward?
So the inspiration came really a combination of, as I was saying earlier, it's my husband's experience. He's been in the industry for over 25 years. And once again, we felt that there was this need in the market. And so the shoes are designed locally in Montreal. And they're produced in Spain, in Italy, and in Brazil. They're ethically produced, which I really should highlight that, because that's something that we started. The company's going to be 7 years old, and we started it. So 7.5 years, because we really started it from scratch, right? There was no brand, there really wasn't anything. So we did some market research and realized that there was a need for that. And we felt that producing them ethically really resonated with our values of who we are as just as people. And that's how we wanted to run our business. And also the production, we ensure that it's sustainably produced as well. So in terms of the tanning process, of the utilization of the leather, we vegetable tan the leathers, and they're chrome free based as well. So those were really important values, like for the environment and the whole human aspect of the shoes that we were making. And it wasn't just about putting fashion forward pieces, but it was really also having a quality piece, right? So Linterval for us is really about slow fashion. It's an investment. We're kind of going against the fast fashion where we just feel that investing in a more invested piece, if you wish, a slow fashion is really the values that resonate with us. And that's how we put out the business. And starting as an entrepreneur, the confidence, I think it's an everyday confidence thing you have to do. I mean, it's ongoing. You just wake up one day and you just put a whole business plan together. You do a full thorough market research. And I often laugh with people saying the brand is young, but we're not so young. So kind of our experience gave us the confidence to start the brand.
That's wonderful. I really admire the sustainability aspect of the company. So,
it's funny. And I'm going to add to that, Michelle, is that when we started the business, now my kids are 17 and 15, but back then they were way younger, and they would keep us accountable to it. They're saying, well, what are you doing to help the environment? And what actions are you putting forward? So it really got us thinking about that. And as I said, the way we run our business, our values, it's not just about our business. It's really the way I am at home with my children, with, who I am as an individual. And I think it's important that they're cohesive and they're the same all around. So, yeah.
That's really wonderful. So kind of following up with that, so where is the company today versus where you thought it would be 5 years ago?
So where was it at? Where is it at today? Well, we've gone through COVID, which was a highly, our industry was highly impacted as brick and mortar retailers. We have 16 stores across Canada with a international e-commerce online business. Certainly, there's been some shifts with the pandemic. Consumers' behaviors has changed with, the government restrictions and the closures and capacity limits. Consumers have definitely adopted the online shopping, and we've made sure to adapt to this whole digital environment and era, if you wish, and meet the consumers where they are. So it's
Mhm.
really about being where omni-channel, I think, experience, whether it be it on social media, whether it be online, whether it be brick and mortar, just really meeting the consumer where they are. And that's where we are today. Where did I think it would be? I don't remember where I thought it would be 5 years. Like, I don't know where I thought this would all be, but I could tell you where we are today. And I think that there's great opportunity for the brand. We've really fit into a market, and our customers appreciate the value proposition that we bring forth. And usually when they discover the brand, the quality, the design, the fashion forward, the pieces, they're like, oh wait, this is a great price for great quality and fashion forward piece. It's really becomes an affordable luxury. And that's really what
Mhm.
L'Intervalle is about. And yeah, that's where we're at today.
So, given the successful career you've had, why did you choose to further your education with an executive MBA from McGill? And why did you think this was important to you? And what is your perspective on more and more business students getting their MBAs?
I love that question. And you guys did some great research on me because I started that program last September. It was always something I wanted to do. And I sort of took the plunge. It's an HEC McGill. So it has a French component, a French university with McGill as well. And I think it's great. The program is incredibly enriching. I'm sitting in a cohort in a class of 45 executives, and we come from very diverse industries. And I think it's incredibly important to constantly be challenging and learning and putting ourselves out there as well, right? I think we have to continuously evolve and learn. And I say that the minute you stop learning, you become a stagnant dinosaur, right? So it's really important to be out there and get the information. And it's very humbling to be around or to be in school again and to be challenged by also brilliant students. It's really it's very hopeful when I see that the ideas that emerge, and it's very inspiring for me. And I actually learn a lot in return and take away a lot. And also being surrounded by two great universities with like really incredible professors from each university in different programs and modules. So I felt that, as a leader, it was important for me to be getting the information and really constantly learning and surrounding myself and challenging myself, really just to bring the company to the next level that it needs to be in that direction.
That's really great. So, since the start of your company in 2015, have you encountered any issues or challenges that provided you with valuable lessons?
I think the biggest lesson we're learning is the COVID, right? It's how to adapt your business and the resiliency that you need to have, right? So we've all studied our business model canvas and understand the value creation, but you also need to make sure that you put in the external factors, whether it's the macro or micro economic factors that come and affect the business. And having gone through COVID has probably been one of my most biggest lessons, and trying to adapt with great agility and great resilience despite the effects of the COVID. So I think that's been probably one of my bigger values, and that I've learned quite a bit, to say the least. Yeah.
Definitely. It's a big challenge that a lot of people are working to adapt to. So, since starting your company alongside your husband, and you also mentioned your husband has a lot of knowledge about the industry, um, how has this shared passion helped you move the company forward and help you better implement your vision?
Working together was certainly a challenge. So we've been together for 28 years. I need to say that. So we met when I was in college, 20 years married, 2 teenage kids, 2 dogs later, and then a business. So it's certainly been an interesting time to learn to respect each other as two business co-founders and co-CEOs, because we both wear the title or both wear that position, and learning to mutually respect, communicate. And I think that through this process of then becoming business owners together, we've learned to respect each other with our strengths and our weaknesses. And I think that has been sort of the dynamic that has brought us to where we are today in running the business and trying to find the balance through it all, which is, I'd like to say that it is an ongoing challenge every day to find that balance, right? And to move forward. But through it all, through the communication, through the respect, and being able to challenge each other, and we might not agree, but that's okay. Like, we still find a way to move forward. And I think that's been our dynamic to bring things forth.
Mhm. So what would your staff say is your management style, and what type of leader do you try to be?
So in terms of the leader that I try to be, I do, as I was saying earlier, I'm very strong about my values and who I am as an individual. And I think that you lead the way you are is something that I've certainly learned. And it's all about trust, it's about communication, it's about loyalty, and I think those are very important for me just as an individual. And that's how I run my business as well, and how I lead. I like to empower, I like to build my teams around me. And probably my biggest joys is when I see part of my teams and my staff that have come in at a very junior level position and that have grown. And I look back and I'm just so proud of where they're at. And really, that gives me a lot of joy to see that. It's nice when the business works and the business model and all of that's working well, but to have the people, the talent around you, and to see them professionally grow, we really invest in our staff and in our teams. And it's about empowering them and seeing their professional development and seeing their growth, I think gives me a lot of joy. So that would probably, that's how I manage. And I'm all about empowering and trusting and communication. Yeah.
Mhm. That's really wonderful. Uh, what are some of the characteristics, sorry, of people who have been successful at your company?
Well, I think first and foremost, like I said, there's the basic values, right? So this is who I am as an individual. This is how I run the business. And if we connect at that level, where we're able to trust each other, where we're able to communicate, where I'm pretty demanding. I'm not going to lie. I'm very demanding with the teams around me, because I believe that I give much of myself and I expect, the same return. And if employees believe, or the staff believes in the vision of the company and in the growth, and are very passionate about the product and about the brand and about the story that we're creating together, those are, I would have to say, the successful staff members that we have in our team that have grown with us through the years. And we really have many beautiful stories of staff members that have either started with us on a part-time level while they're either in university, working at a store level, and then next thing you know, they're just growing into the company 2-3 years later, and they'll grow into positions as managers, area managers, directors, and so on and so forth. And that's at the store level. But our head office is at Montreal, and we have other incredible stories where we have, started part-time, and then all of a sudden they graduate and they're like, well, I'm going to join the marketing team. And so, at L'Intervalle, we're all about giving opportunities. So if you want to challenge yourself, if you want to grow, if you want to be part of this incredible journey, is what I call it, and story, then it's the right place. And that's where people thrive in our company.
That's wonderful to hear. So after researching you and your company, it's clear you really enjoy testing the boundaries of fashion. Like you mentioned earlier, following slow fashion instead of fast fashion. So what specific trends do you anticipate in the near future?
So for spring 2022, I can tell you that collection arrived, and we're very strong on the Western. So that's one of the trends that we are, if you look at our website and if you look at our Instagram, social media, we're very much about this Western feeling, and you have different colors, different patterns, different heights of Western. There's also the platform. So that whole 70s look, the platform, that's another very, very strong trend that we're putting out for the spring. And you'll look at our products as well for the spring. And we're also into vibrant colors. I think we're hopefully coming out of this pandemic, and I think people are going to want to just get dressed again and feel great and put on color. And we've been in a very casual athleisure wear, and I think we're moving more into let's feel good, let's get dressed, let's go out. And we definitely have all those trends covered at L'Intervalle. So very excited to see our spring collection.
I'm personally very excited to hear that. I'm not a very tall person, so I love platform shoes. Any shoes that will give me a little bit of height, I love them.
Right. Well, there's plenty of that. So yeah.
I'll definitely keep an eye out. So apart from providing your customers with timeless and high quality pieces, what do you believe is the most important aspect that is required for your company's success?
First and foremost, I think it goes back to the vision, to the mission, right? So being true to that. So offering the latest trends at an affordable price, at the quality, behind the values that we, talked about earlier on, the whole ethical production, the sustainable. So when we're able to create such value creation, I think those are important to ensure the success, and really to continue giving that or offering that to our customers, because we've had some really great reaction. And so just to continuously be aligned with our vision and our mission, I think that's going to be the most important in continuing the growth of the company and of L'Intervalle. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, Vicky, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us and discuss L'Intervalle. Those are all the questions we have. But everyone, on behalf of RCFG, thank you so much for taking the time to answer our questions.
Absolutely. A real pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Okay.